Hello, hello, hello.
We're
We're back.
back.
We're back again.
Never
Like
left.
we said, we promised we were going to keep this weekly. We're going to keep it weekly. So thanks to those who, Greg, we did have some. I know it's newer, so a lot of people don't know about it. But some of my YouTube subscribers checked it out. Um, watch some of it. So y'all comment, good or bad on those YouTube um, podcast clips or a whole
Comment,
podcast.
rate us, give us a review, give us 5 stars,
Yeah,
zero
give us
stars, whatever you want to do.
subscribe to the channel too. It'd
Yes.
be great if you set your alerts as well and liked it too. And now they don't have dislikes. You can't see the dislikes on YouTube. Have you noticed that?
I don't like that. I feel like you have to know.
Yeah,
It makes you
I
better.
think
It's
so.
constructive criticism.
Why would they take away dislikes on YouTube? Who's offended by dislikes?
The
I
the
don't know.
sensitive the sensitive of it's the time of
It's the time of.
it's the
It
time
is
of
the
what
time of. But we are here to talk about today. We're going to go over. Well, finally, the smoke has cleared after Steph Curry set the hoop absolutely on fire. I mean, it just now
Absolutely.
cleared, Greg. It just now cleared. So now we can see what actually happened. Other people did some things on the All-Star weekend too. So shout out to Big Cat. And we're going to talk about. We're
Can
going
we
to
fix
kind of.
it? Can we do something about the dunk contest though? Can we like
Was
fix that?
that the worst dunk contest? I think so
It's
too.
one of them.
I think it was awful.
It was one of them. I
And
don't.
I actually watched it. I didn't watch last year's. I actually watched this. I was like,
Wow.
Kenny the Jet was roasting it though. At least we had somebody actually talking bad about it.
Dwayne Wade gave it a 6. Dwayne Wade gave it a 6. He gave the whole dunk contest a 6. 6 out of 10.
And then we're going to talk about Greg. I'll find something to talk about too with this, but the ESPN put the list out, right? Was it ESPN that did the top? Oh, it was NBA.com. Oh, okay.
The 75 team?
The 75 team. Oh, that's who they did. Oh, okay.
NBA.
When I clicked on that link, I thought it was like 75 stories or something. So I'm on the ESPN page looking at it.
Okay.
Oh, I see. Yeah, you're right. Dang, Paul Pierce is pretty high.
Whatever.
So we're going to talk about that.
You stole my thunder with Paul Pierce. You stole my thunder.
Oh, I didn't say where he was though. I didn't say where he was. And then what was the other thing after that, Greg? We were going to talk about
my college basketball. It's getting to that time. March Madness, baby. Couple weeks away. I'm excited.
Greg may have an argument that we were talking about that I don't necessarily agree with. So we'll talk about that. Teams that are on the bubble, talk about that as well. And then, maybe briefly talk about some of the top teams in college basketball. And then Greg's got his. We haven't named it yet. We're gonna call it Greg's Hot Takes.
Greg Hot Takes and Bad Beats. Scott Van Pelt, you need to have me on the show because I got some bad beats for you. Like, shoot.
I like Greg gets you money.
Greg gets you money. Get you some money, but
Greg
bad beats, like it happened. It'll show up. It happened. But you take my word. I don't want you to just lose money. I'm here about making money, so. I'm going to give you a couple bets over the weekend because we're recording this on Thursday. Over the weekend, pros and NBA, what I think you should do. Yeah. I'm telling you what I would do and what you should do. We're here together to make money.
And for those interested, I'm going to give a couple bets for the soccer weekend coming up because it's a pretty big weekend. And then next week into the Champions League. So anybody that cares about that, look, Greg can win you money. I'm telling you, Greg can win you money across all the except maybe hockey, but I mean, go through any sport. Greg can get you money. With soccer, that's the only sport that I make money in betting wise, because I tend. Greg knows how to bet in volume and still make money, so that's something I don't know how to do.
Yeah, point spreads though. Money line, you can make some money, but point spread is where it's at. Scare money don't make no money. I always tell people that scare money don't make no money. You gotta go point spreads, like all point spreads over here.
but yeah, it's no get Greg's serious about it. So y'all listen to Greg when it comes to it. He'll win you some money. So we'll start out with the All-Star weekend. What would you give the overall weekend?
The All-Star game saved it to me. Friday night, the Rising Star game was pretty good. Desmond Bain, Desmond Bain did a good, he hit the game with a free throw to win his semifinal game, but they end up losing. I think they lost. I forgot the team they lost to. But Friday night was good. The Rising Star game was good. So I rate the Rising Star game a 7. A 7. Saturday night, I give that a 4, and I'm being kind of nice when I give it a 4. I just think the 3-point shootout needs to be the last competition of the night. I think we have come to this point now where it's always, well, we got to show the dunk contest last. It's the best of the best, blah, blah, blah. The 3-point shootout is the most electric thing going right now. And I really need to take this offer. The slam dunk competition needs to be sitting down for a couple years. We don't need to have it for a couple years until we figure out a new way to make it better. And by making it better, I have a couple suggestions that I think would probably make the slam dunk contest a little better. They probably need to have like college stars or high school stars, or maybe those high risers on YouTube, or those sensational dunkers like is it called Do Perfect? Get somebody like those people.
I don't know about Do Perfect.
I
know what you mean.
The ones that be doing all the dunking on the, is that
no, they do like trick shots and stuff.
I thought they did dunks and all that, but they had a show that I watched. It was like high rise dunkers who were trying to make the league, and they need to have some people like that, like YouTube sensation stars, TikTok stars, whatever it is. They need to be on the dunk contest. Make it better. Make it a team thing.
Wait, Greg, I think you got an ad going. Is that you?
Is that me going? What? An ad going for what?
Yeah, I think you got an ad going.
No, I don't. What? I don't know. I don't like.
Wait, is that me? Sorry, guys.
Oh. Okay. Oh, I don't hear anything. What?
Oh, you don't hear anything? Oh, wait. That's me. My fault.
Good.
How? No, now Stephen A is talking.
Uh-oh.
We'll edit this. Oh, here we go. Shut up, Stephen A. Why did that just start playing? There we go. All right, now my volume is off.
Okay. I thought you were talking about me promoting the slam dunk contest. I had an ad going.
No. Keep going. Give me 5 seconds.
No, I just think we need to do something ad wise about the dunk contest. It's not. It used to be good. I don't know what happened to it. I just think we're all dunk fatigue at this point. I really think we're just dunk fatigue, and we've seen every dunk. I think we're just obsessed because we're NBA fans. And we've seen every dunk, Caleb. So it's like, what can we do to make things better? I just think they need to either take a break from it or come up with this idea I had about getting other people besides NBA players. What about the All-Stars itself being in a dunk contest? If you're an NBA All-Star, you have to participate in a dunk contest. What about, can we make that a rule? But
I think that there's more to lose than that there is to gain. You know what I'm saying? From the dunk contest.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's why you've never seen like LeBron do it. You can also get hurt, as well with some of the dunks that they're doing. Everybody's trying to do what was the Vince Carter dunk where he sticks his arm through?
He sticks his arm through the rim.
Yeah, what was that called?
360 behind his leg dunk. That was.
Yeah, we don't have that anymore. And I mean, it kind of, I would say that after the Ben Simmons, who would have he going to get up against? Aaron?
No, that was Zach LaVine and Zach LaVine and Aaron Gordon.
Aaron Gordon. That was the last good one. And we kind of like burst our bubble with the Blake Griffin jumping over the Kia. Remember when everybody was like, is this the greatest of all time? And it's like, what are we gonna?
But it was theater. It was theater. It was like, yeah, I could see why people watching it, because he jumped over a car and he had the choir singing "I Believe I Could Fly." I see it. I mean, I didn't think it was the most spectacular dunk, but I could see why. You had people watching it. You had people watching it. It's just, I think Kenny Smith said this, like, we're just going through a log about NBA players doing a dunk contest. I wanted Anthony Edwards to do it. I feel like he should do it. Like, I was excited about the dude from Houston, the green dude. I thought he was actually going to be good. I don't know about your guy, Golden State guy. I was like, Juan, can he dunk? Like, I just thought he was a good player. He's a good player. I never seen him like dunk, and I never seen him do that. Like,
they were pretty vanilla dunks. I was really
now the one dunk that was just I thought would be a little bit better was the Cole Anthony. He had Timberlands on, and I thought
I didn't care about that. I was like, just wear if you can, dude. If you can dunk, like if you can dunk in any way that you want, pretty much putting on Timberlands isn't going to do anything, in my opinion. He didn't do anything special. Well, yeah, but he didn't do anything special when he did it. It was like more about the Timberlands.
Yeah, if he did something special with the
if he jumped from the free throw line with Timberlands on, then yeah, I would be astounded. But I mean, Greg, if you could dunk, can you dunk?
I could do a simple one-handed or two-handed dunk from like Shaq did with I can do a simple two-handed.
Okay. So you don't think you could dunk with Timberlands on?
I can't dunk with Timberlands on. No.
Okay. I can't dunk. I'm 6 feet tall. I can't dunk. I've tried back in my younger days when I was 15. Yeah. That was the only time. You remember those little dodgeballs that were squishy? You could hold on to, you could grip. That's the only thing I've ever done.
That's the only thing you could dunk. Yeah. Because it got good, easy grip on. Not a basketball. Not Spalding. No, not Spalding. Spalding was too slippery. I couldn't really like. I couldn't slip. I couldn't get that Spalding. I just got the form of shooting whatever like Spalding wise, but getting a dunk because it was slip out your hand. I'm like, nah. I'm just gonna use the backboard and lay it up. Whatever. Shoot. Like I don't want to get my teammates mad at me for missing the dunk or whatever. Like missing a point blank layup, but. I just think they need to go make the 3-point shootout good. 3-point shootout was really good. Yeah. Karl Anthony Towns was shooting. He set a record 29 straight threes. Like,
yeah, that was really impressive. That was way more impressive than anything in the dunk contest. And did you see him getting advice from Steph Curry? Did you see that clip? I thought that was cool. He was asking him where to look after you pick up the ball, that type of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe you saw that.
Maybe he'll carry that on for Minnesota in the second half, whatever, because I'm waiting for Karl Anthony Towns to take that next step of being a superstar. I'm still waiting. Like, he could be a star, but can he be a superstar that can carry a team to the NBA playoffs and maybe a championship? You have a guy in Anthony Edwards. You got Patrick Beverly, who thinks he's still one of the top guards in the league. I mean, I hate Patrick Beverly.
He's one of the top trash talkers in the league. That's all he's got going for him now. No, he's a good defender, but
he's a good defender.
He's a good defender.
He's dirty.
He's dirty. He's dirty, but he gets away with it.
He gets away with a lot of stuff. He talks a lot. So I mean, he'll still be in the league for a very long time. But who won the skills competition? Cleveland?
I don't remember, man. Yeah, wait, Cleveland did because they hit the half court shot in like a second. Yeah. I don't even remember who hit the half court shot, but they hit on the second shot, they made it. And so they won the skills.
Then DJ Khaled performing. I was just, can we get anyone else with DJ Khaled?
I did not watch that. I did not watch it.
Anyone else, like anybody. Can Snoop and Dr. Dre and them come back to do the like Saturday night? Like, shoot, play a double?
Did you know Rich Paul was dating Adele?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that.
Shout out to Rich Paul, man. Doing big things at the highest level with the highest high singers of all time. Doing big things. I see Rich.
Why did you have to give him a shout out? He doesn't need a shout out.
Man. Shout out to the Clutch Sports, baby. I want to go there and just see how they invest in business. Maverick Carter and Rich Paul and them. I want to see how they conduct business. Like, they are really businessmen. LeBron hired a good crew. Like, and Steph and him has a good crew too. He has a good enterprise too. They have a podcast, Steph and his wife. So I've always wanted to check that out. Like,
their enterprise is more of cooking channels.
I'm just saying, like, I'm trying to get my cooking game right. And they said Steph and Aisha throw down in cooking. So like, yeah, they're really good in cooking. So I need to check them out.
She's got her own magazine.
You got it on magazine? Yeah, I need to check it out. But Sunday though,
Yeah.
Sunday was a show. It was a show.
Yeah. Led by Steph Curry. I mean, that was incredible.
16 threes.
He was
If you
just,
didn't know he was the best shooter of all time, you know. I mean,
yeah,
come
and I
on.
get it. And people, I'm still surprised, not really surprised, but people are like, oh, well, no one's playing defense, this and that. And it's like, yeah, I get that, but still, you go out on you go out and play against a college basketball team and you still hit 16 threes. That's incredible for anyone to do, not as special because it's Steph Curry is what people were saying, but I still think it's incredible.
It's
Like,
incredible.
we'll never see that again.
No.
We'll never see. No one thought that that was possible. When he hit 8 threes before the half, you could just feel it. But that's kind of how it is with Steph is, especially now, he kind of goes on runs, one half or the other. Not saying he's not consistent, but he is. He finds ways to score, but he's not always going to absolutely create space for all 4 quarters of the game. But the All-Star game allows him to do that. And players could tell that he was hot. They kept passing it to him.
LeBron in particular.
Yeah, yeah. No, I mean, and people were saying like, what if they just joined up? What if they just joined for 1 year,
LeBron Steph?
at the end of their careers, just to
I
do
mentioned
it?
that on our chain, text chain, me, you, and Antoine, which we gotta get Antoine on the show too. Boy, that you want to talk about electric? We get Antoine on here, man. We get Antoine.
What do you think about it? Could young Antoine dunk?
Yeah. He could do a little. He'll probably
so.
break the rim. He'll probably shatter the rim like Shaq did with that dunk in Orlando when he shattered it and did. He'll probably shatter the rim like like the old backboards when it was glass like in the night. He'll probably break it. Like shoot.
Well, that's when he played. That's when he played.
Well, I thought he was a football guy though.
Yeah.
Football's his thing. Like I like football, but me and you, we love basketball more than that. He's football, so I can't wait to get Antoine here and talk about.
He's good. Yeah, if any of y'all had the opportunity to listen to one of our older podcasts with Antoine on, Antoine knows how to. Now, Greg and I try to keep it clean on here, just because you don't know, kids may be watching, whatever. We may have to put the parental advisory on when Antoine comes on, because Antoine speaks his mind, and he knows how to get us going, especially Greg.
Yeah, he knows how to get me going. He knows how to push the button. Beep, beep, beep. He knows what to do. Like operation. When you have to like not touch a certain part of the thing and then you do it like, like he knows. But yeah, I think the one thing about Steph is the shots he was making when he was shooting, then he would look at the stands and he'll be like, did it go in? Did it go in? Yeah, it went in? Okay. He's just unbelievable. He's like, did it go in? Like, no, it went in. Like, he hit them half-court shots. Like, he's just unbelievable. And of course, LeBron hit the game-winning shot. I wish Steph would have probably hit it. But LeBron hit the Jordan Classic fadeaway to win the game. It was no question who was going to win MVP. It was just a matter of just going to give him a trophy. It was going to be Steph Curry. Like,
yeah, it's cool they named it after Kobe now too, right?
Yeah, the Kobe Bryant Gia, or is it just the Kobe Bryant? Kobe Bryant Award?
Yeah, I think it's his daughter's name in it too.
Gia Bryant. Yeah. That's real dope. R.I.P. Kobe, Gia. We still miss y'all. That's Steph Curry's first All-Star MVP.
Right? Yeah. Yeah.
That's unbelievable. I would think he had like 2 or 3 before that.
Yeah, I think other games he didn't play as much. I think they let him play more because of how hot he was. But you know how it is with the rotation.
Yeah.
But
Chris Paul didn't play either. Chris Paul wanted to get like a volunteer assist, which we found out during the game. I think it was during or before the game. He's going to miss 6 to 8 weeks for a contusion in his thumb in his thumb, on his right thumb. He's going to miss 6 to 8 weeks, but to be honest, I think it doesn't matter. They're still going to be first place to me, unless they just completely fold away.
Well, I mean, it is close. It is close. Like,
they're up 8 games.
Yeah, but I don't know.
I don't see him folding. Unless
Yeah,
Devin
but
Booker gets hurt, I don't see him folding. Like,
yeah, but I mean, if you think about it, they have a tough if they have a tough 5 stretch of games. Let's say they lose 3, and then the Warriors and the Grizzlies win all 5. Then it's 5 games, and 5 games looks a lot better than 8.
uh, I don't know. I just think
I think they'll get first as well, but I would be surprised if something happens. I mean, we've seen. I mean, depending on who gets that bottom seed, they may want to get 2.
Phoenix.
Mm-hmm.
No, nobody wants to play Phoenix in the first round.
No. I'm saying Phoenix may want a different matchup. That's not how it goes, but
Oh,
you know what I'm saying.
oh, they'll
Like,
play AC. Oh, they'll play probably Lakers, and we'll get swept. The end. So like no.
yeah, oh yeah, the 75 list.
75
Right.
is.
Right.
I got a beef. There's beef when there's just something that you just have to mention and have to talk about. I don't. All due respect to the list itself. All due respect to everybody made the list, but there's a couple of people on that list. I'm like, Of course, you have to scratch your head a little bit. Like Damian Leonard. I don't know. Like Damian Leonard over Tracy McGrady.
Wait, where's Damian Lillard in?
He's
What?
on the list.
I'm looking at it right now.
I'm on the NBA. I don't. When they do the number blank, 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 I just go off of who's actually on the list. And I feel like there's a couple people that should have made it. And I think Tracy McGrady should have made the list. Like, I mean, he should make the list. I don't want to disrespect Damian Leonard, but I just feel like it's to be continued with Damian Leonard. Like, I don't think he's done enough to make the 75 list right now. I don't think he did. I don't think he has. Like,
No, I agree with you completely.
I think
Dang,
he's like maybe
They got
maybe
Harden
like,
at 50, Reggie Miller at 51.
I don't know.
Pete Maravich is really low.
You know what? I'll take this back. I'll take it back. Take Paul Pierce out and put Damian Leonard in. I'm good. Like,
I don't see Damian Lillard on here.
I think it's like 60 or 50. He's on the list. Like, again, I'm not going off of the number itself, but like if you go, maybe if you went the NBA.
Oh, 75. He's 75.
Okay.
So
he's on the list. But
70,
Paul Pierce. So I would make this trade to Adam Silver and the committee, whoever made the list. Take Paul Pierce out and put Damian Leonard in. I'll be okay. Like, because I don't like Paul Pierce.
but they're both in though.
Yeah, well, just take Paul Pierce out. Take Paul Pierce out. Put Trace McGrady in. That'll make me feel better. I don't like Paul Pierce. I don't like Paul Pierce. Like, I will stand on a rock and on top of a mountain and say this. I don't like Paul Pierce. Like, I just think he's an arrogant, conceited, to me, one ring overrated guy. Like, he's just overrated to me. I don't like no.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, when those 3 guys got together, and they were the big 3, that's one of the biggest disappointments in NBA history is that they got one ring.
One ring.
You know, like that's something that people don't remember as much, but those series versus LeBron in Cleveland were incredible, and they had a good team, but only winning one ring is a huge, huge disappointment. I mean, they were arguably throughout those, how long was it? It was 4 years, wasn't it?
They were there for 4 years
when they were at their peak. It was 4 years and they got one.
Yeah, that's 4. Yeah. Because it was 2008. Yeah, and then they went to the finals 2010 against the Lakers. They went 7 games. They lost that. And then that's when Ray Allen went to Miami the following year after 2011. Yeah, so 4 years, 2008 to 2012. Just won championship.
Yeah, Big Baby Davis couldn't get it done.
Your favorite guy. See, my favorite guy is Paul Pierce. Your favorite guy is Big Baby.
Well, I didn't like that he didn't. Did he nickname himself the Truth? Is that how the story goes?
I think so. Probably based off his high school coach or something he navigated to growing up, and then he just kept on. He just kept it. I just don't like. I just think his the way he treated LeBron has a lot to do with it. But he just what he's done after basketball to me, like should kind of it could add on to it more. What he's done after basketball, like his commentating while he was on ESPN, he said a lot of over the wall. Just
Well, he
what
got a
he
lot. Yeah, he kind of like halfway did it too, where
he
he
said
got
he had
he
a
met.
better career than Dwayne Wade.
Oh,
Yeah,
but he got absolutely destroyed. I don't think he's recovered since then on social media. That
he had
was
a better
like
career than Dwayne Wade.
he could
What?
have. Well, he got the games wrong too, where he got scores wrong, where he thought one team. I remember there was one time, I don't remember the teams, but he thought somebody got blown out, but it's actually they blew out the other team, and he was ranting about it. And they were like, wait, stop. And then told him that he was wrong. Um, he's just doing it because he doesn't know how to get away from the game, and none of those guys really do. Um, so I mean, I understand it, but there's no excuse for how poor he's been
No,
broadcasting.
it's no excuse. And I think Barstool or somebody's trying to get him now is some low life sports thing that he's recorded from, and I don't want him to get no other gig. Like I just think he needs to either
Well,
leave in peace, whatever. Like
well, let's move up the list. So I'll read off the top 10. Okay. So you got MJ number 1, LeBron number 2, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar number 3, Magic number 4, Wilt number 5, Bill Russell number 6, Larry Bird 7, Tim Duncan 8, Oscar Robertson, Big O number 9, Kobe at number 10. And then right after that is Shaq and KD.
Kevin Durant.
Kevin Durant's 12.
Wow.
Oh, and Hakeem, I'll just keep going because some of these are good. Hakeem Olajuwon is number 13. Dr. J is number 14. Number 15 is Moses Malone. I know what you're thinking. Where's Steph Curry?
Exactly.
Steph's 16. Steph is 16.
Okay.
And then Dirk.
Anthony
Davis. Where do you think Giannis is? Giannis is top 25. Where do you think Giannis is?
20.
18.
Okay.
And then Jerry West is after that. And then 20 is Elgin Baylor, which people always talk about Elgin Baylor with the Lakers. I can't really speak to it. I've honestly never gone and done my research on looking up YouTube.
And Will Chamberlain and all them. They were a walking bucket, Caleb. It was a different time and different era in the 60s and 70s. Like, if you were 6'11", put like this, if you were probably our height, if we were like 6'4", 6'5", a little bit taller than what we are, we would probably dominate the 60s and 70s. Like, it was like, I mean, we probably would. Like, if you had a consistent jumper, not even a jumper, just constantly like how LeBron was in 03 through maybe 2016, like you would be a complete dominant. They'll think we're like the dudes from Monstars, the Space Jam, like shoot, unstoppable, like shoot, like.
What about, have you seen Semi-Pro, Will Ferrell?
Yeah, they'll be like, we'll just keep passing like with Will Ferrell and Andre 3000 kept on. They're like, what are y'all doing? Like shoot,
when they had to trade their washing machine to get that player from Kentucky.
Exactly. Like we would be just like them. Like shoot, rolling around, playing around, walking bucket. Like in those days, again, don't really know because we weren't there. We don't really know what it was like in the 60s and 70s. Like I know the 90s and 2000s. Like the 90s was nothing to play with. Like Reggie Miller and the New York, the heyday of them, nothing to play with. Like,
what about, speaking of the 90s, where do you think Charles Barkley is? I like this game. I'm gonna name players and see if you can get where they are.
If you say Giannis is 20, he can't be higher than 20. Like
22.
Okay.
I bet you he'd be upset about that. He'd be upset that
well
Kevin Garnett's 21. 20 is Elgin Baylor. 19 is Jerry West. I bet you he thinks that he is above. I bet you he thinks he'd put himself right above Moses Malone, maybe even above him
No way.
at 16.
No way.
They got to ask him about it, right? They got to ask him since Shaq was so much higher.
Well, Shaq is the most dominant. See,
But I know, but I mean, I know, I agree. And I think Shaq, it's hard to fit him in top 10.
Malone is 23. Karl Malone is 23. Wow.
Didn't they call him the postman?
The mailman. Close enough.
Sorry.
Close enough.
The mailman.
Close enough.
I think Shaq should go above Tim Duncan. I think Tim Duncan should be at number 12. I mean, at number 11.
So you think he's the greatest power forward of all time, Tim Duncan? I'm not gonna. I can argue that with Karl Malone because he's points wise and career stats wise and all that, but I'm not mad at Tim Duncan thing. I just think he's the most boringest player in NBA history. I mean,
Well, all right. Well, here's Tim Duncan's stats: 19 points per game, 10 rebounds, 10.8 rebounds a game, 3 assists a game, and 2.2 blocks a game. Okay, so Shaq is 23.7 points a game, 10.9 rebounds a game, 2.3 blocks a game. Okay, so it's pretty close, but Shaq does have the edge there by, I mean, if you're averaging 4 more points, almost 5 more points a game over the course of your career.
yeah.
I mean, and then how many rings do both of them have? Shaq has more rings, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Shaq has 1 more ring.
No, wait. No, Duncan has 5. Shaq has 4.
Oh, he does. That's right. I was thinking the other way. I was thinking
Duncan
Shaq had
has
5.
5.
Well,
Duncan has
just
5,
because he has 5, not just because, but because
Not
he has
just because he has
5, that's why he's higher, you would say.
Yeah.
He's still a better, Shaq is still a better player than Tim Duncan.
I would say more dominant than Tim Duncan. Tim Duncan had more game, like his free throw shooting. If it came down to a free throw, I want Tim Duncan on the line more than I want Shaq on the line.
Oh, well, yeah. But I mean, look, if you have Tim Duncan that high, I understand that. What was it? The Admiral David Robinson. I understand that he's not, that he doesn't have as many rings, but then you should put David Robinson higher than he is.
Higher than what he is.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe
he is.
Is he top 10 now? David Robinson?
No. I'm just saying, based off of Tim Duncan being so high, then he is 25.
If you had to take somebody off the top 10, who would you take out? Out of the top 10?
It would be Duncan. Hands down for me, Duncan. I can't take out Oscar Robinson. Can't take out Larry Bird. Can't take out Bill Russell.
You can't take out Oscar Robinson? I could take him out. Put Shaq in there. I could. I can't take Bill Russell. You're right. I can't take Bill Russell. I can't take Will Chamberlain out.
But he's a big but he was, I don't know. He was such a good passer of the ball, though. He was a better facilitator than Tim Duncan, and that's saying a lot because Tim Duncan was very good, or Shaq.
If you think about Oscar Robinson, to me, out of this top 10, is the one name nobody really knows a lot about, unless you just.
Well, that's their own fault, though. That's their own fault. Like I said,
the branding of the
No, I'm saying, like, if you're an NBA fan, you should go look him up, because up until a couple of years ago, I was the same way. I didn't know about him a lot, besides my grandfather loving him.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, when I would go and help my grandfather with his computer and helped him figure out YouTube, that's one of the first things he did was look up old NBA highlights. And so he introduced me to him when I was like in middle school or so.
Mm-hmm.
But I get what you're saying. It's not that I'm not a Tim Duncan fan. I definitely think that he should be in the top 15, 100%. But I just think Shaq is a better player.
But Shaq should be there. It's my biggest gripe. Like, Shaq should be a top 10.
But then if you say, like, is Tim Duncan a better player than Oscar Robinson? I don't know about that.
Off of career and off of the stuff that he's won, if we're just going off a career and things that he's won and accomplishments, yes. But well, they're gonna say he's the original triple double. Without
Mhm.
Oscar Robertson, there's no triple double. There's Russell Westbrook wouldn't be who he was. They wouldn't even classify as a stat because of Oscar Robertson. But Tim Duncan has 5 championships and he's 30, 10, and 10. I mean, the numbers and the stats on Oscar won what, one championship? Did he even win a championship? Like, is it one? Did he win one? I don't think he did. Um, but he finished with a triple double. That has to mean something. I don't know. It's just
I
I just can't have a list without Shaq being in the top 10. Like, and that was one of the things I had. Like, Shaq has to be on the top 10. Like, what about Kevin?
1971. Yeah, he won one in 1971 with the Bucks.
1971 with the
Mhm.
Bucks. Do you think Steph Curry should be top 10 though? If he's the greatest shooter, why can't he not be top 10?
Because they don't put as because of how shooting there's been such an emphasis on shooting in the last only 10 years, then this list over the course of, if you think about the other 50 60 years of basketball, shooting was not as big of a deal. And so you've got these guys that were, I mean, if you look at the top 10 lists, most of those are big men. So because that was what the NBA emphasized back then. Now, if you look if you put all of these guys in the league right now, okay, then I would say that, yeah, he would be top 10 if you took their career starting now, if that makes any sense at all. It might not make sense. In my head, it makes sense. But I would say that no, I mean, even in my book, and I'm a huge Steph Curry fan, he's not top 10 if you look at the other guys compared to what the NBA says, makes the perfect basketball player. Steph Curry is good where he is. I mean, I think, let me
16.
look.
16.
I think he should be, I think if you, how much would it, all right, I do kind of have an issue with this actually.
Yeah.
Because I mean, who do you take over? Do you take any of these guys over Steph Curry? Moses Malone, Dr. J, Hakeem Olajuwon, Kevin Durant.
Hakeem Olajuwon, Kevin Durant. But and the argument to me is,
wait, so you would take Kevin Durant over Steph Curry?
yes. I love Steph, but Kevin Durant has more the inside outside. He's
more of a complete player.
Done, he's all complete player. When it's all said and done, Kevin Durant, another one that should probably be top 10, Kevin Durant. I mean, we're probably just going off of because of today, but Larry Bird and Bill Russell didn't move the needle for me. They're great, and they're legends, and without them, they paid away for NBA. But those two, I'm thinking about Durant and Shaq should be in. Like,
well, it's because of how many rings they have too, and it's the players that they had around them as well. Steph, I mean, well, more so Kevin Durant than Steph Curry with the players that they've had around them. I mean, Kevin Durant, you could make a case for those early OKC teams that they should have won.
They should have won at least one. Yeah. Right.
But I mean, they had to get past LeBron and his juggernauts,
They do.
whereas, the Warriors caught LeBron at a much better time, right after
the
he
high
went
of
back
2016. The 2016 high, and everybody was young. And then they got Kevin Durant. That was just
but I still think the kind of going off topic. I still think that, I mean, I would love to see like the 2017 Warriors versus like the 2013 Heat. I think that would be an incredible series, but I don't think I don't know. I can't say for certain that the Warriors will win that series, but I mean, that's considered one of the best teams of all time. It's definitely the best shooting team of all time. Well, like without a doubt, just based off of Clay and Steph.
It is. And it would have been really small ball because remember, I think our 5 was Shane Battier. Oh, Chris Bosh was our 5, and then Bad A was like a 4, and Mike Miller would come in and
No, the 5 was
was
we're
Bosh.
forgetting about somebody. No, we're forgetting about somebody.
Udon is that? No, Udon.
No, we're hold up. Keep
I thought Bosh was our 5. Like,
I'm gonna look this up.
and
Tell me why Olajuwon
I would take
over
Olajuwon.
Steph.
See, I take Olajuwon because of height and like his presence inside and out. I mean, Olajuwon had a nice game from not like Steph 3, but like a little bit outside 3-point range and over like to the layup and all. He was just an all around good player. Like he was, there was no flaw in Olajuwon. Look what he did to Shaq. Shaq's first year when he was in Orlando, he dominated Shaq. Like he made Shaq like a little man. Like dominated him. I've never seen nobody dominate Shaq like that. What Olajuwon did. Like
Yeah, he went out of his way to
he
do
went out
that.
of his way. And then people are trying to get his moves. Like Kobe and LeBron, they go to Olajuwon's camps and dungeons, whatever, and get still his moves, his post-up moves, because that's how good of a player inside Olajuwon is. Like it's close between him and Steph, but I love Larry Bird and Bill Russell. Don't get me wrong, but they should be off the top 10. Like to me, like they shouldn't be. They should be off the top 10. Like
I don't know
I
if I
think
could find that many people that would agree with you on that,
but
uh,
Durant, I'm telling you, Durant and Shaq should be there. It's just, it's a debate. I want to get somebody old, like you say, either your grandfather, like somebody that will educate me on how Larry Bird was really solidified. How did he change the NBA? I know it was the Magic versus Larry thing, but I was like 4 or 5 years old. I didn't know the impact unless once I saw a documentary of the Lakers and the Celtics, I kind of got a gist of it. But I want somebody that actually was there, that was of age, that could tell me the significance of Magic and Larry and how Larry was just, how did he change the game? How was Larry Bird
well,
solidified in that? That's what
and
I
I
want to.
think a lot of people would say, like you talk to a lot of older guys, and they're annoyed with the NBA now because they say, it's just the best players on one team. Back then, it was a lot of drafting and stuff, and the Lakers and the Celtics got lucky with draft picks, especially the Celtics. Um, but I mean, that's how it was back then. It's different now, and you still have to go through another juggernaut team to get a ring, which is what made LeBron's championship with Cleveland so special, is because he did that with a team that was far inferior to the Warriors, and it's something you don't see that often. I mean, last year, a much better Bucks team won that. Much better, more experienced Bucks team won that. Yeah. So I mean, I don't agree with it. I don't agree with it makes it more special. It's kind of like old man yelling at cloud type of thing, where back in the 80s, that was when the real NBA was played. You had to, they talked about it going through the trees when you had to dunk, and now people get out of the way because they don't want to end up on Instagram. You can make a case for that, but that is how it is now. And NBA is played at much higher level now.
There's no real big men no more like they used to be. Every big man now, they have to shoot three. You have to have an outside jumper.
The only precedent, as far as, and I might be wrong, people might call me out on this. The only precedent for somebody like Steph Curry, you can name other players there. There are other amazing shooters in the NBA, is Pistol Pete Maravich. He was the only guy that I've ever seen, of course, through YouTube highlights, that could shoot efficiently.
Jerry West. Jerry West had a
yeah, but he shot. But I might be wrong on this too. But he mostly shot jumpers. Like he mostly shot mid-range jumpers, and he was lights out from there. You have guys like Reggie Miller and stuff like that, but they were outliers at that time. And that's even getting into the 90s. You had Larry Bird, who could hit threes, but he couldn't hit threes like these guards hit threes in the NBA now. Joel Anthony was the 5 for Miami. That's the guy we were forgetting. Yeah.
So Bosh was the 4, Daddy was the 3. Then Dwayne, it was LeBron and then Dwayne. Okay. Joel
Yeah.
Anthony will only play for about 8 or 9 minutes anyway. He get like 2 or 3 fouls anyway. So he was just useless for fouls at his point. But
He played more than I thought. Like, he played more than he
he
was.
averaged about probably like, if you look up average, you probably average about 20 some minutes. Like just
You're right.
do
Yeah.
give me about 3 or 4 fouls. Make Chris Bosh, he had the Anthony Davis syndrome. Anthony Davis don't want to play the 5. Chris Bosh back then didn't want to play the 5. So like he had that syndrome back then, Chris Bosh. Like if AD just plays the 5 and just sucks it up, we'd probably be much better. We'd probably be much better. He don't want to play the 5. Like he wants to play the 4 and stay out of the dirt and all that. Back then, the big men didn't care about that back then. Today, it's about shooting jumpers and getting your outside game flowing, being like a guard, being a guard center. I hate this type of NBA. Like, you take Joel Embiid, what are you doing taking all these threes, man? You're the tallest guy on the court.
Wait a second, Greg. I feel like you're contradicting yourself here.
No.
Based off of past conversations.
About what?
Not on this podcast. Not on this podcast.
All about it.
This is the first I've heard you talking about how you don't like the current state of the NBA and big man taking threes and stuff.
Not all the time. Not all the time. Like Anthony Davis this year is shooting a career low outside of like the lane. Like he's taking bad shots, like horrible shots. Like he thinks he's probably the best shooter on the team next to LeBron or Austin Reeves. Like Austin Reeves should be taking those shots, not you. Like shoot, like or Malik Monk. He's shooting like 29-30%. It's a career low. Somebody needs to tell AD stop taking these jumpers and go inside and post up against y'all, Golden State. Besides Jonathan Kuwama, that's the only he could kill. Von Looney's not that good defender. Like
I think that's what he's best at is defending.
Not well. He can't do anything offensively. Maybe you're right.
I don't think he's an elite defender as a big man in the NBA. I think that's like. No, well, I mean, we put Toscano Anderson up against big men, but the thing is what the Warriors have been doing for almost, I could say the last 7 years is negating that big man. If you have a big man in, then somehow Steph Curry or Klay Thompson is going to get switched to whoever is the biggest guy on the court, which forces coaches to take them out of games. So I mean, that's why I think.
But you can't. Okay, if y'all play like that today, do you think y'all would get away with that in the 90s, not playing with a legit center?
No, but we go out and we sign somebody. We go out and we sign somebody. We go out and we sign like a Lambeer, somebody like that.
Well,
because
you can get away with it today is my point. Today's NBA, you can get away with not having a center, a legit center and all, back in like the 90s and all that. But Joel Embiid and
I mean,
Towns,
but you still got Draymond Green who can guard the biggest guys in the league. He's proven that. And he's getting back to that this year too, where he's becoming an elite player again.
No,
he had 2 years where it was rough, but now he's back to. I mean,
you know what Antoine called him, or what Charles called him too. But Antoine loves his nickname, Mr.
The triple single. Yeah, but back. I mean, this year he's back. He's back to actually putting up some numbers.
Shout out to Draymond. He did a good job.
He is averaging a triple single right now, though, so I can't really say much. But
shout out to Draymond. He did do a good job on the sideline at the All-Star game. He was funny.
Oh yeah, he is hilarious. Yeah,
he's entertaining.
You
want to talk about some of these strays, the second half expectations?
Oh yeah. The main one that I just wanted to point out was somebody who I've loved. For different reasons than the NBA, just more of like 2K reasons, if that makes sense. It's Halliburton. I love Tyrese Halliburton. The Sacramento fans were really upset that he got traded.
Why? Why?
Well, they just didn't see the point in it.
I did. I mean, if you really think, look, I like Sacramento, but you can tell when the Buddy Hield trade didn't go down, you could tell there was kind of the tension. There was something in the air in that franchise moving forward this year. They fired Luke Walton, which more than likely they probably should have fired him last year, but they fired him, and then Buddy Hield should have been traded. He should be a Laker, Buddy Hield. He's not. Tyrese Halliburton, I thought it would work between him and the guy from Baylor who they drafted. What's the guy's name? I'm drawing a blank. The guy they drafted. He's pretty good though. The draft pick.
I'll look that up. Keep going.
I'm drawing a blank. But yeah, Sacramento, I can say they're missing a guy or two, or maybe three guys, but at some point, I think De'Aaron Fox and Halliburton wasn't going to work anyway. Those two weren't going to work. So I felt like one of them had to go anyway. And so they chose Halliburton, get rid of Halliburton, and keep De'Aaron Fox, which Halliburton is younger.
Which I would do too. I would have traded him over De'Aaron Fox. I still think De'Aaron Fox.
De'Aaron Fox, though. I don't know about him. Like, I don't think he has it. I don't think he has that winning quality that I need in a point guard.
I mean, he had a game this year with the third most points so far this season. So I mean, he has it, but he's not consistent. I mean, he's one of the, if not the fastest player in the league. He's one of the fastest players, and he's good defensively. And on his night,
who's more selfish, him or Colin Sexton?
Oh, well, Sexton.
See, I disagree with that. Like, I disagree with that. Colin Sexton he's selfish, but he ain't selfish like that. I mean,
well, wait. Oh, you're saying, who's more you said selfless, not selfish.
Selfish. No, who's more selfish?
Selfish. Oh, yeah.
Selfish.
I'd say De'Aaron Fox.
De'Aaron Fox. Over.
But when he came into the league, he was like, after a year, they were saying he's a pass first point guard.
They thought he passed better than Lonzo Ball.
They're still
they were watching, but like
they're still for the last 3 years been my NBA League Pass team. I love watching Sacramento play. I love all those guys. Like Davion Mitchell is the guy.
Davion Mitchell for Baylor. Davion Mitchell. I'm sorry, Davion Mitchell. Yeah, Davion. Like, no.
Even going, they've got an interesting team, with even going down to DiVincenzo. Jerry, if you're wondering where Jeremy Lamb is, Jeremy Lamb's on that team.
Sacramento. Still in the league, huh? Still collecting checks. Still collecting checks. I mean, like, more proud of Jeremy Lamb, still collecting his paycheck.
Rashawn Holmes, who I like a lot, who the Warriors thought about signing. Different guys where it just hasn't happened for them yet. And led by Harrison Barnes as well. So
I like Harrison Barnes, man. He's the most underappreciated player.
This is the point where Greg says he should be a Laker.
There's a lot of people that should be Lakers. Better than our roster right now. There's a lot of people.
But no, I mean, like, Sacramento fans were holding up signs and stuff saying, like, why did we trade Halliburton? I miss you, Halliburton. So maybe he was just a fan favorite, but I think it was a good move to get rid of him. Pacers got a good player, and he's averaging like 21 points in his 4 games that he's played so far. He's an excellent 3-point shooter. I mean, he's very underrated as one of the best in the league shooting the 3. No, I think all those guys like Harrison Barnes could have an impact on a different team. I mean, he would be incredible.
Sabonis got traded to Sacramento, right?
Yeah, Sabonis is great. I think they could be kind of be. I mean, we probably talked too much on my fault on Sacramento, but
this is the only type of love they're gonna get from us. So I mean, like, they're not gonna make the playoffs. When the last time they made the playoffs? 2006. Like,
well, I thought they made it since then. Maybe not.
No. Probably Bobby Jack. You have to go back to probably Bobby Jackson and Brad Miller. The days of Brad Miller and you probably got to go back to those days. Like, oh my God, when I think MySpace was still active last time Sacramento went to. sorry, Sacramento, but like, I mean, yeah, you said Sacramento's a fun team to watch. Maybe next year in the future years to come. I still think Memphis is the hottest team. I think they're the most They're the team that I'm scared the most second half between them and Brooklyn. Like Brooklyn is going up. Like when they get Ben Simmons, get him back in the lineup with Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, and then Kyrie's gonna play home games. They're trying to mandate the thing the other day. He's you imagine that? That's unfair. Why you give me the down thing, Caleb? Why do you think it can go down? It can go down.
Right, so let's say the pilot was James Harden and the co-pilot's Kevin Durant. Okay. James Harden jumped out the back. He pulled his parachute. Kevin Durant's flying the plane the best he can, but Kyrie's falling off and on, and he's trying to come up there and pilot the plane, but he can only do it half the time. The plane is falling. The plane is falling, and then Ben Simmons is whatever you want to call him. He's the steward trying to keep everybody calm. It's okay. It's all right. I don't have any on my finger yet, but they're coming. I'm telling you, calm down. Yeah. This plane may be falling, but we can get it back up.
Yeah. I mean, maybe if I shoot a consistent jumper, maybe I get this plane going. Right. I mean,
I will say this.
Steph Curry, though. They got Steph Curry. Like, that helps.
Yeah, but Seth isn't gonna win you but maybe one playoff game if he gets hot.
Percentage better. And Gordon Grogic and Steve Nash reunited. They were on the Phoenix Suns team in what, 2005? Like, the glory days back to,
I love Goran. I love Goran. I can still see him in that jersey right now with Shaquille O'Neal.
I remember back in the day, him and Sasha Pavlovich Sasha Vujic. I'm sorry. Sasha Vujic had a thing in the playoffs because I don't know if this is true or not, but allegedly it was a rumor about some girl in Russia or like overseas girl, and that Sasha stole her, and Gordon felt some type of way. I don't know if that's legitimately true or not, but
the Hammer, that was his nickname, the Hammer, because Sasha he had Goran. Because there was a rumor going around the NBA, if you know what I mean, about Goran.
Oh, going that way, yeah. He's a love maker on the court and off the court. He gets you love signals, yeah.
Hammer.
Like in my Kevin Harlan voice, he throws the hammer down.
I just remember as a kid hearing Reggie Miller talking about that, how he was the Hammer. And I was like, what are they talking about? And then somebody told me.
I like Mark Jackson. He's trying to shoot his shot at LeBron's wife, Savannah. Man, if I was LeBron, Mark, shut up, man. Shoot.
Mark was just preaching to her. He was just preaching to her.
Shut up, man. Shoot.
Is he still a preacher?
I don't know. He probably lost his license after saying that about Savannah. Somebody needed to talk to him about that, man. You can't be on national television saying that stuff. Like, come on. Like, come on, Mark. Like, shoot. You know better than that. Like, but yeah, we're the team that's on the rise will be probably Brooklyn and Memphis. The team that's going this way, you're talking about the plane going, the Lakers. I mean, it's coming. It's inevitable. I feel like they've already packed their stuff for the vacation anyway. They already got their destinations where they're going lined up. Already got their stuff packed up for the long vacation.
I just imagine Anthony Davis coming and talking about how great Tahiti is in the locker room, and then LeBron smacking his plane ticket out of his hand. It's like, LeBron, come on, you can go with me.
What's that meme of that soccer coach that's slapping all his players on the back of their head, whatever, when they mess up, whatever? I forget. I think it was a soccer coach. He slapped all of them on the back of their head, or slapped them in their face, like, wake up, wake up.
Yeah.
Does he do that to their team? Does he do that to their team? Like, somebody needs to wake them up. Like, or maybe they need to start playing earlier because they look dead and look tired. Like, all of them except for LeBron. Like,
let's and then we're going to go to college basketball and end it with that. I just wanted to go through the power rankings, the top 10 power rankings of the NBA, and see what you thought. Because I love rankings. Well, where do you think the Lakers are? This is DraftKings. The ones I've been looking at this season is DraftKings power rankings. Where do you think the Lakers are?
27.
16.
16.
Previous rank was 19.
Who was 19? Who was 19? Oh yeah, I think you said somebody was 19.
Hold up. I know they were previously 19. Hold up. Let me go to a
16.
let me go to a that was from like a week ago. Let's see.
20, 25, man. Shoot, man.
Yeah, 19.
19.
19. I'm on ESPN's.
They'll keep sliding and slide.
Yeah.
Detroit might. You know what? We can't beat Detroit, Houston, probably Sacramento. So like, yeah,
Well, it
28.
goes Suns, Warriors, Grizzlies, Heat, Bucks, Bulls, Sixers, Cleveland, Jazz, Dallas.
Wow, Dallas. Dallas is a shocking team. That's
Boston at 11.
Boston at 11.
Boston at 11 over Denver.
I lost so much money off of Boston. I lost so much money off of them.
I can't stand watching Boston, honestly.
I have to stop betting with them. There's certain betting rules that you should have, and this is one of them. Don't bet with the Boston Celtics. Like, just don't. Like,
You're Brooklyn Nets, 29 and 27 at 15.
the 15. See, this might be one of the strangest seasons that I can think of. Like, off of like power teams, off of teams that we thought were gonna be good, they're 15. Like Atlanta. Like, Atlanta is horrible this year. Like,
I know. Yeah.
Like, we didn't think Atlanta would be this bad. I didn't think they would be this bad. They fall off a cliff. Like Brooklyn, Philadelphia, like Atlanta, the Lakers. Like, they're teams that we thought they would be much better than what they were this
I like
year.
how you said the Lakers at the end. And the Lakers.
They're the Lakers. Like, we weren't supposed to be this bad.
Based off of last year's stellar performance.
I thought it would be better, Caleb, is my point. Like,
listen, Greg, it all comes down to this. You're just upset that Steph Curry is going to win another ring before LeBron does. That's all this comes down to. Right?
You know, I put a bet on MVP while you were talking, whatever. I put John Morant, more stock in John Morant than ever before. Like,
don't do this. Don't do this to me when the Lakers go out and you're gonna like start wearing a Grizzlies shirt and stuff. Don't do that to. Don't do that to me.
I can do that. Come on now.
Why can you do that?
Why can't I? Like, we have to support Memphis now. We have to support the Grizzlies.
Why? Because we're from here.
Yes, you know this. Like, shoot, you know this. Don't act like we just don't have to. We have to. If they go to the Western Conference Finals against y'all, you know you're getting tickets to that. That's a fact. Like,
if I can afford them, yeah.
You're getting tickets to go see Golden State and Memphis. You are definitely getting tickets. Like,
I'll hit on my dad, who's a big NBA fan, and be like, Dad, come on. You know we can't go. You know we have to go to this. But I don't have that much money, Dad. I don't have that much money. This is the Two Broke Guys podcast. No.
Gotta go. That would be so much fun. We gotta go.
Like, oh yeah, we definitely should.
Can't wear no Lakers stuff. I gotta find somebody that work in the Grizzlies apparel. Somebody. Just somebody in the front office, give me some Grizzly apparel. Like,
I'd love to see it, but it's gonna be real sad when the Grizzlies go out in the second round. It's gonna be sad.
You know who they shouldn't play though?
I'm gonna sit here and frown.
You know, if they put their play to give them a scare, the Dallas Mavericks. If they play the Dallas Mavericks,
no one wants to play Dallas. I don't want to play Dallas.
That's a scary team. They beat them 3 times this year. 3 times. Like, that's a scary team. Like, shoot, scary team. I wouldn't want to play it. Like, Luka. You imagine what he's done to the Clippers last 2 seasons, like by himself. Like,
well, you can't win with Grizzlies fans because I've talked to them about that, and they're like, well, it's hard to beat a team, multiple times in a year. Okay, so that being said, so my 2 buddies are big Grizzlies fans, educated NBA fans. They're like, well, I'm not that scared of Dallas because now we know how they play. And I'm like, but you're not scared of the Warriors? No, because we beat y'all. We beat y'all. We know how to beat y'all. But didn't you just say that it's hard to beat a team multiple times? This is what they do. This is what Grizzlies fans do. They contradict each other. They're soccer mom fans. You can't say anything about their team. It's like their kid is playing on the field. You cannot say anything about their team. They're soccer mom fans. They're in a small market. I get it. You don't have much else.
Soccer.
You don't have much else. Look, you look at our crime stats. You got to find something to be positive about. So you look at John Morant and you paint little murals of him up there with no rings on his finger. I get it. I understand that. That's what you got to do. But
give them a break, man. Like they're excited. They're like Toby. I have Grizzly fans in my life too. And Toby, man, he just thinks if the Lakers play the Grizzlies, they're sweeping us. Sure, okay, we're not getting swept. Like it's 6 or 7 games. It's not getting swept. Now. Let's not get carried away. Like he thinks what LeBron's doing is what
7 games. 7 games is kind of a stretch.
6.
6 and the Lakers win. 5 games and the Lakers win.
No, Grizzlies are probably winning 6, but they're winning 1 or 2. LeBron's never getting swept again. The only time, here's the way to sweep LeBron. Have Kevin Durant and Steph Curry and Klay Thompson and Draymond Green all their prime. That's how you sweep LeBron James out of the playoffs. That's the only way.
That was fun. That was fun
because you outmatched us from the beginning to end. Like he had 51. I said it after that game. I was like, we're getting swept. Like
it's Kyrie Irving's fault. It's Kyrie Irving's fault. If he hadn't hit that 3, then the Warriors wouldn't have any animosity towards LeBron.
Whatever. It's not that. It's J.R. Smith. Like we know who the scapegoat is. Like
it's his fault for that entire series.
Yes. Like if we won that first game, Caleb, we put pressure on y'all. You know it. The pressure is back on y'all. Like if LeBron's 51-point performance is back on y'all. Like we had everything. Kevin Durant didn't even do anything. Like he was uninterested. He was like, oh, well, maybe I should be interested. And he took it up a notch. Like, shoot, that's the reason why y'all won. Like J.R. Smith gave y'all a championship. Like, no. He failed the drug test before the game. That's what it was. Like, shoot. He sniffed something. He sniffed that California.
He had his shirt. He had his shirt off too long for their championship, and he got sun poisoning. It got to his brain.
What he did, it was horrible. It was like how do you not know what the time is? Like that's simple, elementary basketball. Like shoot,
if y'all ever want to get Greg fired up, just talk about that.
Talk about J.R. Smith, idiot. Like,
well, speaking of teams choking, Greg, you want to talk about what you were telling me with college basketball? Was it the Kansas State game?
No. All right, this is my rendition of Bad Beats, you all. I'll make this quick. It was Wisconsin, Minnesota last night. Wisconsin, Minnesota. Wisconsin coming off of the controversy about the whole Michigan thing Sunday, which I that thing was just ridiculous. But Michigan Josh should have got 5 games for that. I think that's a fair point. Fired was a little too much, but it is what it is on that. But they were playing Minnesota. They were up 4. I had on my bet, I had a bet, Wisconsin -1.5. For those who don't understand, -1.5. Wisconsin has to win by at least 2 or more points. At least 2 or more. They win by 1, I lose the bet. It's plain and simple. So Wisconsin is up 4 points with 1.4 seconds left. 1.4 seconds left. They inbound the ball, I think, within Minnesota's way. So, Minnesota had the ball. So they were inbound the ball their direction. I kept yelling. I was just yelling this out loud. Do not give up with 3. Just don't give it up. Yelling doesn't work on TV because they can't hear you. They're miles away. So right on cue, what do? Inbound the ball to Minnesota. Minnesota player lines up a corner 3 right there. I'm just yelling no. And they didn't even put no. I'm like, before that, though, they were like 0 for 3. They didn't even try to make it. They were over. But then, of course, they would hit the last 3 and make it a 1-point game, and I lose my bet. Wisconsin wins the game, but they win by 1. I need them to win by at least 2 or 3 or 4. I lose my bet. And that's a bad beat. And I could have won. I put a $5 bet. I could have won $225. I could have won $225 off of that, and off of I had the Providence game right, and I had
Which went to
the
4
Michigan game
overtimes, you
right.
said?
Yeah, it went 3 overtimes. I had to
Three.
sweat that out. Michigan covered their game, and Duke, I had Duke money line. I don't trust Duke in any point spread. I had Duke money line. If he didn't hit that three, I would have won $225. It's so
Well,
it hurts, Caleb. It hurts.
It does hurt. It raises the blood pressure.
It does.
I was right and wrong about Memphis possibly having the most losses and go into the tournament. They just haven't played as many games as a lot of these teams because they're 15-9. Teams like Michigan are 14-11.
Temple is 15-9. Temple's 15-9. I mean, Cincinnati's 17-11. I mean,
Yeah, Florida 17-11, North Carolina. So out of these teams, like Wake Forest is up there with 21-7. They're the last. This is CBS Sports has them in the last 4 in. Florida 17-11, Memphis 15-9, Wake Forest 21-7, Rutgers 16-10. What's Iowa?
19-8.
Oh, okay. CBS just doesn't have them on this list. And the last first four out are North Carolina, Indiana, Oregon, and Michigan.
So it's possible. I think the only way Memphis will get in, 2 things. One, they beat Houston again. If they beat Houston again, I think they're in. They're in. And win the American Conference. They got to do it the hard way. They got to win the American conference tournament. It's the only way Memphis.
They have to.
They're gonna have to, because they're gonna go off of how they play, how they ended the year.
Man, this was such an opportunity for Memphis to get in without winning the tournament. It's not in the conference. It's not a great year, like for any team really.
It's not like I have a couple of teams like maybe Gonzaga, Arizona, and Auburn, but everybody else, like, there's so much stuff going on this college basketball season. Like, it's gonna make for a good March Madness this year. Exciting March Madness.
Yeah, I think so too. Auburn is fun. I like Auburn a lot.
Fun.
Gonzaga.
He's top pick without a doubt. So I'm gonna give out a couple of games. I think you should bet on this. There's no line for it yet. The Saturday game coming up. But Auburn, Bruce Pearl goes back to Tennessee. ESPN game, that should be a very good game. All I'm saying is, if Auburn is favored by more than 7 points, whenever the line comes out, go with UT plus 7 or 6. Go UT the other way. Like, it's going to be a close game. It might be a 2, 3, 4-point game. I don't think it's going higher than 7. So keep an eye out if it goes Auburn -8, -9, -10. If it goes that way, go Tennessee. The other way, Tennessee is my best suggestion for all you gambling heads out there like myself. Like, just watch out for the line then when it comes out Saturday, because that's going to be a really close game. And in fact, I would go under whatever the total score is. Like, both of them play really good defense. So if you don't want to go that route about going Tennessee plus whatever, go to under on that game. That should be a very low scoring game. I would go that route. Can't really see any other mark. That game is going to be amazing. Think about any of the top 25 I'm missing. Before I go to the pros, UCLA.
Keep going, Greg. I'll be right back.
Ohio State, Illinois. Well, this is on Thursday. I'm sorry. This is Thursday game. Saturday, Kentucky, Arkansas. It's a CBS game. I'm gonna lean towards Kentucky in this game, but I'm gonna lean toward Arkansas probably, unless they're two players from Kentucky comes back and plays. I'll lean towards Arkansas. But if there's star players from Kentucky, Washington, and the other big man from Kentucky, if if he has a good game and then they're all healthy, I would go Kentucky. But I'm leaning towards Arkansas. I think Arkansas is the team to beat. I think they're really coached great. Uh, Musselman has them playing at a high level. I love the point guard, that Tolley guy. Yeah, him. I think he's really good. The Jalen Williams, the big man. I'm gonna go Arkansas with that. So Arkansas, I would bet with Arkansas. I would bet with Auburn on a point spread. I would also bet Purdue. Purdue going to Michigan State. I think Michigan State is probably dead on horses right now. So I would go Purdue. I would go Texas over West Virginia. I think West Virginia might be done, might be finished at this point. Um, another marquee game, low key marquee game, Gonzaga St. Mary's. I would go Gonzaga on that. So while I was saying, Caleb, I was saying I would go Arkansas. Arkansas plays Kentucky, 1 o'clock game, CBS. I would go Arkansas. I don't think Kentucky's fully healthy. So I think I would go Arkansas. Purdue, Michigan State. I think Purdue would win. I think Michigan State is toast. The way they lost by 30 something to Iowa Tuesday. They don't look good. I think Michigan State's finished. I mean, I've never seen a Tom Izzo team look this bad ever.
Mhm.
Right? I think they're finished. Kansas and Baylor is a really good game. That's a good game. I'm gonna go Kansas here. On the road, it's gonna be tough, but I'm gonna go Kansas here. Winning that game. I don't have no point spread on this, but watch out for the mind, whatever the favors are. If it's over a certain amount, like 7 points, go the other way. I think all these are going to be really close games. But you can always do money lines. I think for all first-time gamblers and those that don't really know what they're doing, you should do money lines. Do money lines.
Yeah, definitely.
Just do money lines. Like if it's like an 18 parlay, 8 or 7, or if it's just 4, you can do 4 or 3. Just do money lines, straight up money lines, whatever. So if it's a straight up money line, give me Kentucky, give me Auburn, give me Kansas, give me Gonzaga. Gonzaga plays St. Mary's. Give me all 4 of those. I think that's a special that I would go with for Saturday. NBA wise, Saturday game, Grizzlies and Bulls are that's gonna be a good game. Saturday night. That's a huge game.
That's gonna be a lot of fun.
I think the Chicago Bulls are gonna win that. DeMar DeRozan and Zach LaVine together is very lethal. Both of them are lethal. So, and I think DeMar DeRozan has something to prove. They have something to prove Chicago. Like, remember Chicago was the number 1 team. Now it's Miami. Like, Miami's the top team. So I'm gonna lean towards Chicago in that. I'll lean towards Chicago. Brooklyn and Milwaukee, ABC, prime time. I think Brooklyn gets it. On the road, tough, but they gotta start winning these games now. They gotta take it a little bit more serious. No, Brooklyn, and if KD is back and I guess if Ben Simmons was playing, maybe I would be more confident. And if Kyrie is back, Kyrie and KD there, I think that'd be enough. So I'll go Brooklyn. Can't really see any other marquee Sunday game. New Orleans plays the Lakers. That might be. Oh, Dallas plays Golden State Sunday at the Bay. I'll go Golden State. I think
Do they have a line on that yet?
They don't have a line on that yet. I'm leaning towards, if it's like 8 or 9, I'll take Golden State. I think that's a bad matchup for Dallas, for Golden State. I mean, they got bodies for Luka. You can put the Juan guy, you can put Damian Lee, you can put Gary Payton on him. You don't have to put necessarily Steph on Luka. You can put Clay on Luka. I mean, they have matchup problems for the Dallas Mavericks. And I think that would be that's a team I think Dallas does not want to play in the first round. It's the Golden State Warriors. So I'll take Golden State to win that game on Sunday. And for Lakers against New Orleans, I'm taking us to win. This is now, sometimes when I bet, I go with my heart instead of my head. and this might be a prime example of that. When I take the Lakers over New Orleans, but they gotta win. They gotta win these type of games. And I know they have, and I know New Orleans got CJ McCullough and Brandon, like they just added CJ. This is the game they gotta win. The Lakers, like, a must win. Like this game, that game Sunday, they play the Clippers Friday night, ESPN. They gotta win this game. It's no excuse. The Clippers game, no Paul George, no Kawhi. It's no excuse. They gotta win these next two games at home, Friday and Sunday. So
Yeah.
I'm looking for the bet the Lakers this weekend. Again, my heart's talking to me, but you got the Lakers have to start winning games. Like 4 games under 500, they got to start picking it up. So
Yeah.
for
No,
those that love to make money,
they're all must win at this point, right?
they're all must wins. But those two coming up, the Clippers and Pelicans, must win. So you guys are trying to win some money, holler at your boy. Trying to get some money.
I'm gonna do mine. Those are really good picks. I don't have as many as Greg. These are all what I said at the beginning of the podcast. I win money off of soccer. I pay attention to basically like analytics with soccer. And that's how I'm able to win money with it. I don't do that well, but I do okay. And the way that I do it is always look at the team's last 5 games. Okay. Look at how many goals they've scored. Okay. If they're scoring a lot of goals, bet the over within 5 games. Don't go past 5. If they're scoring not that many, bet the under. Okay. And also do that with the other team. All right. So you put those together, put those stats together and go from that, bet the over or the under. All right. So if you pair that with even a team that's a favorite. So, bet 100 to make $188. All right. Most of the time, you're going to make $250 if you bet 100 on the over or under as far as it's set. So with that being said, an interesting game as this is in the Premier League, Greg. This first game, Southampton versus Norwich, 2 teams that are kind of near the bottom of the table. Southampton is giving 0.5. Okay. So they have to win by 1. And I would say that Norwich are going to win. And it's going to be, what is it again? Okay. 2.5 goals. Okay. So Norwich has been scoring a lot lately. So is Southampton. So over 2.5 goals. I think Norwich is going to win like 3-2 or 3-1 is what I would say. And Southampton's been doing well lately, which is why you can actually win some money on this. Okay, so the next one, these next ones are in Serie A, the Italian league, and you can find these. The first one was on CBS, and with soccer, I mostly go off of Fox Sports website. They kind of give you a good idea of what you could win. Okay, so Fiorentina and Sassuolo, they're pretty close in the table, higher up the table. And what did I say? I wrote this down. Sorry, I don't have it together as much as Greg did with the bets because I just looked at these this morning. Okay, take the over because both teams score a lot. All right, take the over and take Fiorentina in that as well. So if you bet 100, basically you can win 145. If you bet the over, bet 100. I'm sorry.
Is this the English Premier League?
This is the Italian league.
Oh, okay.
I got my games confused. Bet the draw plus 250 for the draw over 2.5 goals. Okay, so if you do that, betting $100, you can win almost $600 doing that. There is precedent for this before with the 2 teams drawing very high, but never 3-3. But I just see 3-3 happening. And then the last one I'm going to say is Lazio, Napoli at Lazio. This is also in Italy, Greg. Okay. Bet the under. Napoli wins. So you won't win as much money doing this, but you'll win a little bit of money with the under. So Napoli wins plus the under. Because these games are usually
What time is that game? Napoli game.
145. That's a really good one. It's Sunday at 145. That's a really good game to watch. That's the best game out of all of these. So I will put money on these 3 games this week. So, and I will get back to y'all. That way to make it just a little bit more spicy. I'm not going to put $100 on every game, but if y'all want to do that, I'm telling you, these are games that I have already picked out. The reason why I was so slow on it is I just didn't know the exact odds. So I wanted to make sure. But I'm telling you, with soccer, the over and under is pretty easily predictable, and you can get really good odds with it too. So betting, it's one of those things where you can easily win over $100 betting $50. So betting on the over and under, just straight up on that.
It's so many soccer leagues, from MLS to the English Premier Cup to the Italian series to what's the best one to bet on, Caleb?
Well, it depends on what you know. I mean, they're also
MLS. What if it's for the MLS fans? What would you know? No.
Well, it depends on the team. I mean, the MLS season hasn't started yet, so I can't. It's going to start soon, but I can't really.
Does it start Saturday? Because there's games you could bet on MLS right now, like Saturday.
It may start Saturday. No, hold up. Let me look this up real quick. I don't think it starts
this. We
this.
do a whole entire podcast on soccer because, I'm looking at all.
Oh yeah, February 26th. You're right. It does start in February. I thought it started in March. Yeah, Greg, pick an MLS team and we'll follow them. I mean, my team's New York City FC.
New York City FC.
You can pick any team but Nashville.
Oh, I was just about to say.
Don't pick Nashville.
They're not that good. So, just a couple of games on MLS. If you're Minnesota United and Philadelphia Union,
That's a good game. Yeah.
What would you do on that? What's your gut telling you? Minnesota or Philadelphia?
What are the odds? Do you have the odds pulled up?
The odds is Minnesota's favorite, minus 125. Philadelphia is plus 350. The tie is plus 265.
If you want to bet a little bit of money, bet on Philadelphia then. Yeah, that's really high.
Is that the key to a lot of soccer? If you want to do it for fun, or if you're serious, bet the underdog. Is that
yeah? If you want to, I mean, don't bet a bunch of money but a lot of times so let's take a juggernaut like Manchester United, right? They're most of the time favorites. They choke all the time. They blow leads all the time. They get scored on first a lot. So it's trends that you have to watch. So I know we've gone long here. I could keep going on this type of thing, but like Greg said, yeah, we could do a whole podcast on soccer without a doubt. I used to do soccer podcast and 901 Soccer Pod. That's how I started doing podcasts.
Because I'm in a funk, Caleb. This basketball is stressing me out.
Don't say that. You just gave everybody money makers.
I gave them some good tips, but it's not about my tips. It's about the players executing the college basketball players and pros. I need some wins, man. I need somebody that knows. Well, somebody like soccer. Maybe I want to try soccer or golf. I'm not going to do golf or NASCAR.
I don't know how to bet golf.
I don't know. I'm not going to do baseball.
Yeah. So you can always hit me up if you want me to send you bets. I can send you bets in soccer.
Yeah, that works.
I'll look a little bit more, but I mean, I would take, if you want to bet a little bit of money and have some fun.
On MLS,
you want to do MLS? I mean, it's hard, dude. The first week of the season, though, that's hard to bet on.
Never know. Well, yeah,
but, yeah. I mean, if you want to take Philadelphia, who's plus 350, you want to put $15 on that for them to win.
Yeah. Against
Minnesota, who have lost a couple players, and Philadelphia have a really young, fun team. I mean, that was really high. I mean, they didn't have a good season last year, but I mean, right. Minnesota weren't anything special last year either. But right. But yeah, I think we end it here, Greg. What do you think?
I like it, man. I like it. Covered a lot of stuff. We went all over the globe.
We did. We went all over. We went all over. So listen, if there's any artists out there, we will pay y'all to create a graphic. You know, this is the Two Bro Guys podcast, so we can't pay you that much, but we'll give you a little bit of money if y'all want to create some type of graphic for this podcast of Greg and I. Maybe somebody could paint Greg and I.
I'll give you a nice cooked meal, and
There you go.
Maybe the John Moran special, some Casamigos.
Yeah, there you go. The best painting gets to sit down and watch a game with me and Greg during the playoffs.
Oh, with me, yeah.
With the Lakers, yeah.
Woo, you'll get the best and worst of me. So I know. Yeah.
Well, this has been good, Greg.
It's been fun.
Signing off. It's another great episode of the Two Broke Guys podcast. If y'all want us to talk on anything else, I mean, Greg and I I follow hockey. Greg follows other stuff too. If y'all want any commentary on anything else, we can make sure to do it. Anything else, any other comments, leave it on the YouTube page. But thank y'all for your support.
Subscribe to the channel.
Subscribe to the channel. But all right, peace.